after I took my first Reiki class, which was decades ago, I was sold. I was so excited. And even though I was born empathic and intuitive and sensitive and all of those things, nobody knew anything about that. Nobody was talking about it. I never met anybody else like me. And then I end up in this Reiki class and I'm like, there's other people like me. So I was so excited and I wanted to go to everything. I wanted to learn everything. And back then we didn't have podcasts and YouTube and all of that. So you had to go find classes. And I was going to everything. And I ended up in this weekend workshop with this shaman. And we came in one day, I think it was like 2 days long days, like, 8 in the morning till 5 at night or something like this. And we come in one day and he has all the chairs moved. I think there must have been about, I don't know, 15 or 20, maybe 25 people in the class. And he had all the chairs moved. And in the back of the room were 4 big rocks in a square. And he immediately starts telling us what this is. It's this sacred circle. It's this healing circle. There's all this power. He's telling us exactly what you're going to experience when you go through, because everybody's going to get a chance to walk through this healing circle. And everybody's really excited, but I'm a little bit nervous, being the introvert that I am. I'm like, I'm going to go to the very end of the line. I'm going to watch everybody else do it first, because I don't really want to do it around everybody else. So me and this one other girl, we're in the back, and we're watching everybody else go through the circle and not talking to each other, And I'm watching these people go through the circle and these women are like, they're acting like they're having an orgasm when they're going through there. I think somebody dropped to their knees. Somebody else was crying. I think there might have been a hallelujah and hands going up in the air. And now I'm really getting nervous because I'm like, I definitely don't want to have that experience in front of everybody else, So after everybody gets through and it's my turn, I walk into the circle and I'm like, I don't feel anything. Not a thing. I literally don't feel a thing. I maybe could make it up, I could say I felt tingly or whatever, but I really didn't feel anything. And then I went out of the circle and I went and sat down. And he was asking people to share their experience in the circle. And that's when I got really, really nervous. Like I literally thought about getting up and walking out of there. It felt very much like school. Like, I just failed the test, right? Like, this was a test. He put us all through this circle. He put us all through this test. And I was going to fail like I failed everything else. So he started to go around the room, and I started to notice that he was asking everybody to share. I was kind of hoping, from my little back corner that I would just get out of there and maybe that would be the end of this journey that I was on. So when it came to me, I thought about lying, making it up, like saying whatever I had heard some of the other girls say. But instead, I just told the truth. I said I just didn't really feel anything. And the other girl that was in the back of the room with me, said the same thing. She was like, I didn't really feel anything. So out of, I don't know, 15, 20 people, we seemed to be the only two that really didn't feel anything. And after everybody shared, he said, okay, now let me tell you what that really is. And he said, what that really is just a bunch of stones sitting on the floor. It's not a healing circle. It's not a sacred circle. I just put some stones on the floor. And I didn't know how I felt about that because I thought, then why was everybody else having this experience? And he went in to describe that the minute he told them what their experience was going to be, That was the experience that they had. And what he was looking for were the people that weren't influenced by what somebody else had said to them. And that was 2 of us in the class. And he said the reason he did this was to show us firsthand that these things, the rocks and the stones and the crystals and the all of the things that we're using thinking that they're magic, they're not magic. They don't do anything in and of themselves. You don't set stones on a ground and they somehow will heal you. But it's your interaction with the thing. He said, now I'm going to go over there and I'm going to set the intention. I'm going to speak to the stones. I'm going to ask them to activate the intelligence that's inside of them. And I'm going to ask them to work with me toward a certain goal. So he said, it's your intention, your interaction with the stones, with the crystals, with the magic wands, whatever it is that you're choosing to use, aren't doing anything by themselves, but it's the relationship that you have with them. So he went through and he set that up. And then he said, but what I want you to do is now when each person comes through, I want you to set the intention when you're standing at the cusp before you enter that circle. I want you to say what your intention is when you walk into that space. Now, I'm going to tell you that there were still a handful of women in the class that walked through it in the same exact way. They didn't learn anything from the experience. But then there was another set that understood and they got it and they came through and had a different experience. So I'm sharing this story because I get asked a lot, like, what works? What stones work? What things should I get? Should I stand on my head? Should I put my crystals in the full moon? Like, what should I do? And I say this every time. What feels right to you? What is your intention? How can you communicate with the thing, the tool that you have there to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish?